Good morning everyone, it's me again, Clem from clemtravlog. I'm currently located in front of this Royal Park railway station, and today I'm going to introduce you the Inner Circle Railway Trail. So this 6 kilometers Inner Circle Railway Trail runs in between the suburb of Fitzroy North and Parkville. Currently I'm located at the western end of the trail, which is at this Royal Park railway station. The other end is split into two parts. The eastern end is in Rushall station in Fitzroy North, and the southern end will be in Edinburgh Gardens in Fitzroy North as well. And the trail actually runs on the former Inner Circle railway line, which is a defunct railway line that operating in between 1888 and 1981. And as usual, in this episode, I will show you the surrounding of the trail and give you some additional knowledge regarding the suburb name origin and some historical landmark that you can see while you're riding along the trail. So this railway station, Royal Park railway station, was first built in 1884 as an extension from North Melbourne to Coburg, and then it was also converted into a junction station in 1888 when the Inner Circle railway line start operating. And the station name, Royal Park Station, is named in associate with the Royal Park in this area, the biggest park in inner city in Melbourne. And today the station is served as one of the stations of Upfield line, and also an important station for the traveller to visit Melbourne Zoo, which is here opposite. So Melbourne Zoo opened in 1862, is the oldest still operating zoo in the whole Australia. The zoo contains more than 3,700 animals comprising more than 200 species. And the zoo today also acts as one of the most iconic place of interest in Melbourne. So without further ado, let's start to ride to the east and the southern end of the trail. Let's go. So start from the western end of the trail. It's actually a little bit of climbing, and like I mentioned, this is the suburb of Parkville. The suburb of Parkville actually named in association of Royal Park in the area, established in the year of 1854. Alright, at the front on my right hand side, this is Parkville Oval. So this oval is part of the University of Melbourne. It's the oldest university in Melbourne, established in the year of 1853. The oval was believed to be named Poplar Oval due to the poplar tree being historical grew in the area. Once you pass the Poplar Oval, there's a junction. You have to be careful, go straight and don't turn left. Turn left is going into Upfield bike path, and now going downhill. And now we are crossing under the avenue. And now this is another main street in Melbourne, the Royal Parade. So the street at the top of me that we're going to go through under is known as Royal Parade, one of the inner north suburb route in Melbourne. It's only 2.5 kilometers, used to be part of Sydney Road until they separated in 1878 by the City Council and renamed in honor of the British Crown. So now we're going to go through, continue to the east direction to continue on Inner Circle Railway Trail. Let's go. So now we are crossing under Royal Parade, and once we cross under this Royal Parade, we are entering another suburb, North Carlton. North Carlton derived from his name being the north side of the suburb of Carlton, and the suburb of Carlton was actually named after Carlton House, an 18th century grand residence in London which associated with British monarch. On my right hand side, this is Princess Park, and not far after we cross Princess Park, we actually encountering another road crossing. This is Baldwin Crescent. So once we cross Baldwin Crescent, we are actually entering another suburb, Princess Hill. So now we cross Baldwin Crescent and entering the suburb of Princess Hill. On Baldwin Crescent, this is the trail that I just crossed, the road. And you can see in the middle there's a bit of like iron bar. It's actually the former train track. This is one of the remaining artifacts. You can see part of the railway line. So not long after we cross Baldwin Crescent, this is an empty land which contains a historical history at the back. I want to tell you a little bit of this history. which is mostly being forgotten by the current generation. So behind me, this reserve next to this Inner Circle Railway Trail, not long after we cross Bowen Crescent, known as Hardy Gallagher Reserve. So Hardy Gallagher Reserve actually named after two important personal figures, Fred Hardy and Norman Gallagher, which actually put a lot of effort during the old days to preserve this area as a reserve from being converted into a factory. So Fred Hardy is one of the city councillor at the time, and Norman Gallagher was the union leader of the Builder Labourer Federation. At the back there's a building. This building here is another historical landmark of this Inner Circle Railway Trail. So I'm going to go there and show you the building and give you a little bit of information what it is. Let's go. So here is the building. So this building is a historical building known as North Carlton Neighbourhood House today. And believe or not, look at the building design. You might already guess, yes, it is a former railway station. So like I just mentioned earlier, the building behind me is a former railway station and currently used as a neighbourhood house, formerly known as North Carlton Railway Station, part of the Inner Circle Railway line. And the station actually built in 1885 and ceased operation in 1948. Most of the structure still being remain as the old days. Even though this station known as North Carlton Railway Station, but actually it located in the suburb of Princes Hill, which is this suburb. And this building is the only remaining non-operational former station of the Inner Circle Railway line, which is still standing today. So, like what I mentioned, currently we are in the suburb of Princes Hill. The naming history of Princes Hill was actually named in honor of Prince Albert, Queen Victoria Consort. So not far after we pass North Carlton Neighbourhood House, there's a main road at the front we're going to cross. The main road is known as Lygon Street. So this is Lygon Street. It is an important route which is named after important figure William Lygon. He was the first Earl of Bertram, which have a significant contribution during the British government during early 19th centuries. And this whole street actually have a nickname known as Little Italy as well, as the whole street contain a very strong Italian culture, like Italian restaurant, Italian shops, and big number of the business owner here are actually Italian. So now we will cross Lygon Street and continue east. Alright, crossing Lygon Street. So once we cross Lygon Street, we actually re-enter the suburb of North Carlton, and from this point, the trail actually acts a border of two different suburbs. On my right hand side is North Carlton, and my left hand side is Brunswick East. So the suburb name of Brunswick East actually derived from its location being the east side of Brunswick, and the naming origin of Brunswick actually believed to be named after Caroline of Brunswick, the queen of the King George IV. And there's also another theory actually mentioning that the name origin of Brunswick was named after Brunswick Estate, which is owned by Evan Parker and Thomas Wilkinson. This trail actually considered part of the Capital City Trail, and one part of the trail from the Royal Park into the first junction we met just now was actually part of the Upfield bike path. And now we are crossing another street, Emma Street. Morning. So currently it's very early in the morning, but you can already start to see some cycling. And this trail actually is a very important trail in the inner north suburb because they use it for cycling and jogging. So you will see more and more people later of the day. So that's why I choose to come here and do it in the early morning before it gets crowded. So if you're interested to see more about Capital City Trail and Upfield bike path, you can view one of my previous videos regarding these two trails. It's not that updated, but give you a basic information what you need to do. So this is some cafe, and there's a bike shop here. And now we are crossing this Nicholson Street. So I'm currently standing in between Nicholson Street. So just next to the tram stop in the middle of Nicholson Street. So Nicholson Street is also another important major inner suburb route that actually named after another popular figure, William Nicholson, who served as the third Premier of Victoria. Apart from that, he was also known as the father of ballot, which because he had a very significant contribution in introducing the secret voting ballot to the Victorian Parliament, and later become a famous voting system used for the rest of the world. So once we cross this Nicholson Street, we are entering the suburb of Fitzroy North. And not far after we cross Nicholson Street, there's a highland on my right hand side. I'm going to show you. This is a historical landmark as well. So this higher land that I'm currently standing on, next to this Inner Circle Railway Trail, is the former site of the Fitzroy North Railway Station. So the station has been demolished. You can't see anymore, apart from few of the bluestone you can see on the side of the higher ground. So this former North Fitzroy Railway Station was built in AD 85, first opened known as Nicholson Street, named after the street just we crossed, and the station actually ceased operation in 1981. So the station not only part of the Inner Circle Railway line, it was also act as a junction station to split the railway line into two directions, east to the Rushall station and the south to the Edinburgh Gardens. So now we're going to continue. At the front, this is Rare Street, which you can see the former railway track as well, and I'm going to show you. So you can see all the former train tracks on the trail. These are all the former train tracks, part of the Inner Circle Railway line. And actually there's a news say that the track actually quite slippery during the wet day, the rainy day. So it caused a bit of incident for the cyclists. So there's a news they're actually trying to remove the track, but I believe it should be reserved in this area as an artifact, because history and heritage stuff supposed to be reserved without being removed. Okay, just finished crossing Rare Street. There's another little road at the front, Brunswick Street East. We're going to cross it. You can also see some artifacts as well. I'm going to show you a little bit of things here. So like I just mentioned before, the higher ground just behind me, not far, act as the junction station. The North Fitzroy North Railway Station used to be act as the junction station before this track split into two parts. So this is the splitting point of the former railway line into two different directions, to the east and to the south. So now we're going to continue on this Inner Circle Railway Trail and show you more about this trail. Alright, cross Brunswick Street North. We're still in the suburb of Fitzroy North. And the name origin of the Fitzroy North as the suburb name derived from its location being north side of Fitzroy. And Fitzroy was named after Sir Charles Augusto Fitzroy, the 10th Governor of New South Wales. And Fitzroy was well known as the first suburb established in Melbourne in the early settlement, and at the time it was named as Newtown until they renamed into Fitzroy. Alright, at the front here, this is the splitting point. So now currently I'm standing on the splitting point of the trail into two different ends. Go towards east to the east direction, we'll be going into the eastern end of the trail, which at Rushall station of Fitzroy North, and going south here will be another 1.4 kilometers to the southern end in Edinburgh Gardens. So now we're going to start going here for another 700 meters to the eastern end, which is at the Rushall station. Now let's go now, and then we will come back and go to the southern end. So now we're going to cross this St. George Road, another important inner north suburb route. So St. George Road is also another main route in the north inner suburb, which goes through the suburb of Fitzroy North, Northcote, Thornbury and Preston. So the name of the road, it was believed to be named after St. George, a well-known figure that have a legendary role as a Christian martyr and the patron saint of England. So this Inner Circle Railway Trail is actually a very straight and simple flat route. Not far It's only 6 kilometers, and it's a good place for you to ride if you live in inner suburb. In the north suburb. Yeah, it's also one of the main routes to connect the western side of the city and the eastern side of the city. It's a safer route for you to cross instead of going through the hustle bustle city. In front of me, if you turn left, is Murray Creek Trail. Alright, not far from the splitting point of Inner Circle River Trail and Murray Creek Trail, there's another reserve in front of this splitting point, the Thomas Kidney Reserve. So Thomas Kidney Reserve is a very small reserve, but actually named after another important figure of this area. He was one of the first 9 council part of the former borough of Fitzroy, and he was served as a justice of peace for many years, and he is recognized for being a major contribution for the development of this whole area of Fitzroy North. Right, not far here, we continue a little bit more east to reach Rushall Station, which is the eastern end of the trail. Let's go. Okay, continue east. This way you can go to Murray Creek Trail. Okay, at the front, not far from here, you can see the building. That's the Rushall Station, one of the stations served during Inner Circle River Trail as well. This Rushall Station served as the eastern end of this Inner Circle River Trail. The station is actually built in 1927, today used as part of Miranda Railway Line. So next to the station, there's actually a self-service for the bike. Very good. There's pump, and there's some tools for you to use, and there's a bike stand and some wrench stuff. Very good. And now I'm going to go back to the splitting point at the junction there, and of course show you the southern end of the trail, which is another 1.4 kilometers from the splitting point. Let's go now. Alright, now we are back to this splitting point. Now we're turning south to continue another 1.4 kilometers to the southern end of the Inner Circle Railway Trail. So this is also one part of the railway line, former railway line. And now we're going to cross this St. George Road again. Okay, car crossing. So now we are still in the suburb of Fitzroy North. Alright, we are crossing Crossmer Street. You can see the train track has been removed. And now we're going to cross this Alfred Crescent, which you can see the train tracks as well. Former train track of this Inner Circle Railway line. And now we are in the area of this Edinburgh Gardens. So my current location is at this Edinburgh Garden in Fitzroy North. Edinburgh Garden was first used as a public land in 1862 by surveyor Clement Hawkinson, and then it turned into a public place for the garden. The name of this garden was actually named after the Duke of Edinburgh. Prince Alfred Ernest Albert is the 4th son of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. So now we're going to continue to the south side. Not far from here will be the southern end of this Inner Circle Railway Trail. Let's go. Okay, on my right hand side, this is another historical building known as W.T. Peterson Oval. So this W.T. Peterson Oval was actually named after William Thomas Peterson, a 2-time mayor of the former city of Fitzroy in between 1972 to 1973 and 1977 and to 1978. So this oval is significant for Australian sport history, as this is the founding place of the former Aussie Rules Football Club, the Fitzroy Lion Football Club, founded in 1883 and used this as a home ground. They are one of the founding member of the Victorian Football Association and one of the 8 clubs that break away from VFA and form the Victorian Football League. And then they continue to play in VFL, Victorian Football League, and then into AFL, or the Australian Football League, until 1996. And then they went into administration, and they decided to merge with Brisbane Bay in Brisbane to form the current days Brisbane Lion Football Club. Even though Brisbane Lion is currently based in Brisbane, but today this ground still used by the Fitzroy Football Club, a reborn club after they came out for administration. They rebrand and known as Fitzroy Red, if I'm not mistaken. And the club is currently playing in the Victoria Amateur Football Association. So this is it, the WT Peterson Oval, which is the former home ground of the Fitzroy Lion. Okay, according to the information I researched, this area, somewhere around this area, is the area of the former railway station of the Fitzroy Station, which is served the audience for this game. So I'll try to look for it. So hopefully I can find any trace where's the actual location of the station. Just at the southern end of this trail on the Edinburgh Gardens, it's actually the southern end of the Inner Circle Railway Trail. So while I was trying to look for the former site of the Fitzroy Railway Station, I found this little information just on this in front of this residential building. So it says this 550 Napier Street is the site of the former North Fitzroy Railway footbridge, which spanned the Fitzroy Railway goods yards, built in 1990s and re-erected at Bonington Tourist Railway at Morudak in 2004. Very good piece of surprise finding. Still trying to look for the former location of the railway station. Hopefully I can find some trace of it. So I found this map of this Edinburgh Gardens. Unfortunately, it still doesn't show where is the former site of the Fitzroy Railway Station. So I've been riding around this southern end, try to find for the location of the former site of this Fitzroy Railway Station. Unfortunately, there's no trace that I can find. If you have any idea actually where is the location, if you can able to point it out to me, please let me know. Alright, so since might as well to do a summary regarding this Inner Circle Railway Trail. Let's go. Alright, this Inner Circle Railway Trail, part of this Capital City Trail, and one part of it in between Royal Park Station and the splitting point after Poplar Over, being part of the Upfield bike path. This trail is roughly 6 km in total. The western end is located at Royal Park Railway Station, and the eastern end is located at Rushall Station in Fitzroy North, and the southern end is located at here, Edinburgh Garden in Fitzroy North. The trail is actually pretty easy, straight, flat, and not much blind spot, but full of historical landmark as it actually runs along the former steam era, now defunct railway line, the Inner Circle Railway Line, which operating in between 1888 and 1981 to serve the inner suburb. Unfortunately, due to lack of passenger, they decided to close the railway line and then remove the tracks and remove most of the railway station apart from North Carlton railway station standing there and converted into a neighborhood house. This trail is pretty good, act as a very important connection in between the western suburb and the eastern suburb to provide you a safer route instead of riding through the hustle bustle city life on the busy road. So using this Inner Circle Railway Trail is actually safer and more convenient. Anyway, I believe that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye. I'm Clem from clemtravlog.
What away! So fast finished already! Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the like and share out. Leave a comment if you have any feedback for us. I see you next time. Boom!